Yo, what's good? We back at it. It's your boy Sid. You know what I mean? We're here to do another video. I'm here to do a part 2 on aspects in astrology. We previously did a video on aspects, but I want to go a little deeper and just to show you some information that I came across, and I actually learned it from Kelly from Kelly's Astrology, so I just want to share it because I thought it was real interesting. I'll just say it like that. So some of these concepts come from ancient Hellenistic astrology, right? So I want to talk about how planets were associated with signs for rulership in this part 2 video. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna elaborate a little more. There's a part of Hellenistic astrology, and that's more of a traditional astrology if you don't know what that is, compared to like modern, which is what a lot of us practice, where they talk about daytime and nighttime charts. I'll make a separate video where I go a little deeper into this, how you can find out if you have a daytime or nighttime chart. But we'll just say it like this. So we have different teams, but we have 2 luminaries, which are the sun and the moon, right? Then we got 2 benefic planets, which are Jupiter and Venus. And then we got 2 malefic planets, which are Saturn and Mars, right? Now this is going to be important because when we get over here to this chart over here, I'm going to bring this up, and it's going to make sense basically, right, in terms of this pattern. Now, in a previous video, we talked about the different aspects, right? We had conjunctions, sextiles, squares, trines, oppositions, and quincunxes. So I'm gonna tie all this together. Now, over here is a chart that we have. This is a teaching chart. Now I can't think of the name of the chart off top, but there's a relationship between all of this in terms of, like I stated, the planets and how they were associated with signs for rulership. Now, we'll start with the 2 luminaries, right? So right here we have the sun, which rules over Leo, and we have the moon, which rules over Cancer. These are the 2 luminaries. Now I put this in red so that way you know these are the 2 luminaries. Now what we're going to do, just to show you a little pattern, is that in terms of relationship between the planets and the signs and the aspects, how this all ties into each other, we're going to kind of like divide this basically, right? So we're going to go from the sun and count over, and we're going to look at a certain pattern that shows up, and then we're going to count from the moon and see a certain pattern. It's going to be similar. So we take the first luminary, which will be the sun. We count 1 sign over. We have a sign that's ruled by Mercury, right, which is Virgo. And then if we go up here to this luminary known as the moon, and we count 1 sign away, we have another luminary that's ruled by Mercury, which is Gemini. Now let's do the same thing with the sun, and 2 signs away. We got 1, 2. We get a benefic planet right here. So 2 signs away from this luminary, right? And this can also relate to the houses too. 2 signs away would be, it would have basically the aspect that has the energy of Venus basically, and this would be a sextile type of energy. So 2 signs away, 1, 2 would be a sign that's ruled by Venus, right? On both sides. So we got Libra over here, and then 2 signs away from the moon, which would be 1, 2, we got Taurus, both ruled by Venus. Now let's do the same thing. 3 signs away from the sun, 1, 2, 3. We got Scorpio, a Mars ruled sign, right? Same thing with the moon, 1, 2, 3. We got Aries, a Mars ruled sign. Now, let's go 4 signs away. We got the sun over here, right? And 1, 2, 3, 4. We got a Jupiter ruled sign, Sagittarius. Now let's go from the moon. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pisces, another Jupiterian sign. And let's finish up with 5 signs away. We got Aquarius and Capricorn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Capricorn. This is a Saturn ruled sign. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the moon. Aquarius, another Saturnian sign that's ruled, right? So how this relates to aspects and houses is because you'll start to see like a pattern basically where, for instance, we said a sextile is 2 signs away, right? So in terms of house relationships and signs, from the sun to Venus, this is 1, 2. So this type of aspect, which is known as a sextile, which is 2 signs away, will have a Venusian quality to it, so it will be harmonious, flowing, right? Now the same thing can apply to the moon, which is the moon to Taurus, or the moon to Venus, excuse me, right here. So same thing can apply to the moon and 2 signs away, 1, 2, right? And it doesn't have to be just the moon. So 1, 2, it's a Venusian type of element to the sextile because it's 2 signs away, a good flow, harmonious, you know what I mean? In terms of the energy. Now, let's go to aspects that would be known as a square, or squares, which are 3 signs away. Excuse the noise in the background, but 3 signs away from the sun. 1, 2, 3. We have a Mars here. Mars is what? A malefic planet, right? Just like Venus was a benefic planet, so it was more flowing. So Mars is a malefic planet, right? So 1, 2, 3. So this shows between the square aspect there's going to be conflict, tension, or struggle, which is always what the squares represent. Conflict, tension, or struggle. It could be a fight. Remember I told you guys, if somebody said square with me, they talking about like fighting basically, right? So if we go from the moon, 1, 2, 3. We got a Mars rule sign, and this would be kind of the energy of a square basically, right? So it doesn't necessarily, we're not saying in general that all of the aspects are coming from the sun and moon in a chart. I'm just using this as an example with the 2 luminaries. Now, let's go to trines. Trines we said are 4 signs away, right? 120 degrees, right? This is good flow and harmonious as well. So let's go from the sun, 4 signs away. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jupiter, right? Sagittarius type of energy. But it's a Jupiter aspect. Jupiter is a benefic planet, so this means that it's more so flowing, right? So if we do the same thing from the moon, 1, 2, 3, 4, everything is pretty much flowing because it's a benefic planet, right? When we have Jupiter right here. Let's go 6 signs away to an opposition first, then we'll go back to 5 for the quincunx. So oppositions are 180 degrees away. So opposite is going to be Saturn basically. Opposite of the moon is going to be Saturn in Capricorn, right? So let's count 6 signs away, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Excuse me, 6. Right? Opposite of Leo or the sun is Aquarius. So this is the opposition, which we said was an obstacle. You may feel like you have to make a choice here. It's an obstacle between these 2 different areas where you're trying to find balance between what's going on there, the houses and the signs there. So, being that it's a Saturnian type of aspect, this is a malefic type of aspect. It's tension, it's obstacles, you know what I mean? So that's how we can kind of look at it, you know what I mean? It's not the easiest aspect to deal with when you have planets that are lined up in these configurations. Now from the moon, 6 signs away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Opposite of Cancer is Capricorn. This is another Saturnian aspect, which is also in opposition. Again, it's falling under the malefic type of energy, right? Now we could go to quincunxes, which are 5 signs away, which I told you is a difficulty or a challenge, right, in the last video. So it's also another Saturnian type of aspect, basically. So let's count 5 away from the sun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And if you know anything we talked about with the quincunxes, they have nothing to do with each other in terms of the energy. Leo has nothing to do with Capricorn. Those are 2 different energies. Leo is masculine, Capricorn is feminine. Leo is fire, Capricorn is earth, right? Leo is fixed, Capricorn is cardinal, right? So they have nothing to do with each other basically, in terms of element, modality, and gender, which would be like male and female energy, extroverted or introverted energy. Let's do the same thing with the moon. Count 5 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got Aquarius, right? So from Cancer to Aquarius, they have nothing to do with each other. It's falling under a malefic type of aspect because it's a Saturnian type of energy. It's an obstacle basically. So that was pretty much it. I'll leave it there. I just thought that was interesting, so I would share it. Hopefully it made sense to you. I didn't lose you. And I'll link part 1 to this video. Stay tuned, got more videos coming soon. I appreciate y'all.